Alison Levine, Paralympian from Rio, bronze medalist from the Paralympic Games in Lima, also silver medalist from the Paralympic Games in Toronto in 2015. How are you doing, Alison? Things have been quite different, I'm guessing, over the past couple of weeks.
Yeah, my world has been turned upside down, but overall, I say I'm managing. I'll be perfectly honest. I've had some good days, and I've had some really bad days as well. Last week was a rough week for me at the beginning of the week. I had feelings of sadness that I haven't had before, almost grief at the feeling of not being able to do what I'm been born to do.
Right.
But I've been keeping busy and sleeping better, which is everyone knows super important. And I've been having a really good last 3-4 days. So.
And what do you do, Alison, just to try to have those good days, knowing that some could be very challenging, and then you're not the only one.
Yeah, definitely for me, fresh air is important. Sitting outside on the balcony or going for a walk if there's no one around is really important for the morale, and get some vitamin D and just get outside. The weather's getting nicer, so I'm hoping to be able to do that more and more. My service dog definitely appreciates that as well.
Yes.
Yeah.
And what was what hit you the hardest? Was it the postpone of the games? Was it something in particular that brought you down a bit more?
It was a feeling of loneliness. I'm very actually happy at the postponement of the games. It was an
Yeah.
important decision, but we actually had a Canada-wide bocce meeting where all the athletes and their assistants, we all got on Zoom and had a conversation. And I realized that apart from me and one other athlete, everyone else lives with someone. So
Hmm.
be it a husband, a wife, or their family.
So
Um,
you're on your own at the moment. You're not with any family member.
I'm alone.
Yeah, that's tough.
That kind of hit me really hard. And while I'm happy for my teammates that they're doing well and they get to, be with the ones they love, it hit me hard. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And are you, so since you're alone with the your lovely dog, what do you do? Do you set up meetings with your family on through Zoom? Do you try to connect as much as possible at specific times during the day?
Yeah, I mean, I always say I say that before this all happened, I should have bought stocks in like Skype and Zoom and FaceTime
Zoom.
and
I
everything.
heard Zoom doubled in the last couple of days.
Yeah, because definitely, trying to FaceTime. It's weird, I can go like a few months without speaking to my sister who lives in Toronto, but during
Yeah,
this time, we've been Skyping like every day.
yeah,
So in a way, it's kind of brought us closer together. My mom will occasionally stop by, and through the window, we'll kind of,
yeah.
wave at each other, which kind of breaks my heart a little bit at the same time. But just to feel that people are still around, I know that I'm really well supported. So that feels really good.
I saw that you were in Florida at some point this winter. Tell us a little bit how what happened when you were there. I heard the tournament got postponed or completely canceled. So I felt that your sport and yourself were actually in that COVID mode before Quebec, Montreal, and Canada got in the mode. So what happened back in February?
Yeah, I was the top 3 players from each zone were invited to the Paralympic test event in Tokyo, and I was
Was that a qualifier as well?
no, it was just a preparation tournament, so they're going to test the facilities. But for bocce, every floor you play on is different, and that makes a difference. So I was really excited to be able to go and play in the exact installations that we were going to play in
Mhm.
at the Paralympics. And unfortunately, the week before we were supposed to head to Tokyo, it was canceled.
And you
Um,
were in Florida at that time.
no, I was at home in Montreal,
Okay.
and because my sports assistant is also my mom, and she works part-time as a nurse, we realized that she still has the week off. We can't go to
Right.
Tokyo. Things were
But
still safe, so we decided Florida bound. And let me
yes.
tell you, now I'm really happy I did.
And
Yeah.
was America, was everything fine when you were in Orlando? Did you have to put yourself in quarantine coming back, or was that too early?
No, it was early. We got back and everything was still fine. I went to practice, and the quarantine stuff in the US and Canada hit about 2 weeks later.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Well, at least, like you said, you saw a bit of the sun during the winter time. I'm seeing all those beautiful medals behind you. Um, are those from all boccia, the sport that you've been loving and be passionate about for all
Yeah,
these years?
they're all in chronological order of all my boccia medals.
Nice.
And I
And some
got
of
my
them are, tell us a little bit. So some of them are individuals. Wow.
yeah
Individuals, pairs,
bulls and
teams.
pairs, um, all of them in order everywhere. Everything from like little regional competitions all the way up to international. To me,
What a great
each one is
idea.
significant. Yeah, it's actually shower curtain or curtain rods that were
Yeah.
put
And
on
which
there.
one is the most significant?
There's a few. I think this one right here
Is that
is
the défi sportif or?
my first ever international individual gold medal. So that
Wow.
one's pretty big. This one
What
over
year was that?
here,
What year? What year?
this last
Okay.
season.
Yeah.
And this one right here is it's bronze, but it's what made me move up the rankings to #1 in the world.
Yes, because that's important to say. Like you were going into this Paralympic year ranked #1.
Yeah.
How is this? Is this part of maybe the difficult time, knowing that okay, what happened? Where are we going to be in 2021? Is that something that is actually going through your mind at this time?
A little bit. I try to quiet it down in that I keep reminding myself that everyone's in the same situation and that I just got to think about the things that I can control. So continue training as much as I can at home. A little difficult because I don't have an assistant with me, but my dad actually built me a makeshift ball picker upper, which is pretty cool. And doing what I can, and then just
The the
working
the
a lot of
the machine.
yeah.
Sorry to cut you there, but the machine goes and gets the ball for you and bring it back.
No, it's like he took a I guess like an extendable mop handle and
Yeah.
attached an old CD-ROM case to it
That's
and
cool.
drilled through it. So I kind of use it as like a scooper to pick up the balls and right into my tray. It's not perfect, but it's much better. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. And you said that the team got together on video conference earlier. Do you get your teammates and your coaches advice and to I don't know, physically but also mentally help you
Yeah,
during
for
this
sure.
quarantine?
Yeah, for sure. My coach is the type of guy that I know I can reach out to anytime. We also have our sports psychologists and our regular psychologists available to us. One thing that Botch Canada and Canadian Paralympic Committee has made it clear is that there are resources for us
Yeah.
and that we can use them anytime, which is really a good feeling to know you're supported.
And other than having a difficult time to train at home, is there anything that you do to try to keep yourself active? And so when you're back to regular routine, whether it's I don't know nutrition and like you said, you talked about the sleeping habits that you're doing well.
Yeah.
Any other things that you've been doing?
Yeah, I have a stationary hand bike that I've been using. Not much resistance on it because I'm not, physically that strong,
Yeah.
but it's keeping me moving, keeping the circulation going. Definitely eating well and paying attention, knowing that I'm doing a little less activity. So you have to, eat a little bit less. Keeping up with my stretches for sure daily, and also giving the pup a good run by kind of running around with her, in my chair, but still getting outside and moving around, just keeping active. And for my hand strength, actually, playing some video games is really good to keep my hand
That's
strength
cool.
up, and building some Lego sets as well. So I get to have fun while doing it, but it's like sneaky therapy at the same time.
Yeah, and what's well, that's good. That's good to hear. And what's your favorite video game, or which one keeps you busy this time?
Oh, right now I'm playing a lot of Animal Crossing on the Switch. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think I got about 100 hours into it already.
Well, you're gonna become a pro, and who knows? Maybe e-sport will become a Paralympic sport.
Yeah.
Alison could be ranked #1 in that sport. Never know. Okay, and during your athletic career, can you reflect a time where you had to be adaptable or become adaptable? Is there a time that you can, or have a story that links to being
Yeah,
adaptable?
it's pretty general, but I'd say every day, and that includes my sport. I have a degenerative disability,
Yeah.
so my body is constantly changing. Um, 10 years ago, I was walking and running around. Every once in a while, I'll lose a certain ability, and I'm like, oh, I can't do that anymore. And then I'll have to find a new way to do things. So for me, I'm kind of just in general a very adaptable person. I still give myself time to mourn a loss when I do have one, but then I automatically think of, okay, is there something I can do, or some type of assistive device, or help from another person that can help to compensate for what I'm missing. So I guess in general, I mean, that's my life, and
Hmm.
I guess I feel a little blessed that for me this is just kind of like another bump in the road. And I know that we'll get over it. We will.
I think you have the perfect attitude, Alison. You're the perfect example to be adaptable, and I think this is a great example that we all going to go through this together. And you have the right mindset, so keep on going. Do you want to play a little trivia with me
Okay, sure.
about boccia? Not only boccia, but Paralympic sports in general. So
Sure.
we'll see your knowledge, but I feel like you're the expert. You're so good at these things, so
Okay.
I'm confident that you're gonna be good. Okay. Um, can you tell me the city or country and the year of the first ever Paralympic Games?
Oh, I forget. Um,
I can help you.
yeah.
It's one. The city is one of them. It's it's one of a. It was a capital of a big empire.
Capital of, sorry?
An empire, an empire,
Oh,
or like
Empire. Um,
empire. Yeah.
is it Seoul?
No. Oh, well,
No.
actually, it's like Seoul. That's a good point. Seoul in 1988 was the first time that both
We're
organizing committee
together.
were together.
Yeah.
1988. Uh, okay, I'll give you. What else can I give you? Okay, this is sad, but this country is being hit really hard by COVID-19.
Italy?
Yes,
Oh,
Rome.
really?
Rome was the
Rome.
first. Yeah, Rome was the first Paralympics in 1960.
Mm.
A long time ago, eh? Okay, second question. Okay, we all know, well, obviously the ones, us, you and I, know that the Olympic Games were in Montreal in 1976. That's actually where you train, at the Olympic Stadium at AIMS. Can you tell us where were the Paralympics that same year?
Toronto.
Way, good job! Yeah, it's people might not know, but like, it was the Paralympics were in Canada, but not in Montreal. They were in Toronto. Good job.
Yeah.
Okay, last question of the trivia. You're doing well so far. What was the first year that boccia got into the Paralympics?
Oh man, I know this one. 84? Yeah, 84.
The year I was born. Yay! That's
That would have
good.
been really embarrassing if I got that one wrong.
Yeah, well, that was good. Perfect. You know your sport. That's good. Well, okay. So thank you for your time. But before we go, I see there's some more space on that metal rack behind
Yeah,
you. What will
yeah.
be the ultimate dream for Alison during your sporting career?
Let's just fill it up. Let's just actually
Yes,
let's have to move apartments because I need more wall
I
space.
love that. I like
Yeah.
that. Yeah, good job. Any like a world championship or anything or like typical points in your sport? Is there any like something that you have in mind in a long or like in a dream that you have? What would it be?
Definitely the Paralympic medal.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Love to hear that. Well, we wish you all the best, Alison. Thank you for your time. Be well. Um, know that all of us at the Canadian Paralympic Committee is there for you to support uh, before, during COVID, and after COVID. And we'll do our best to be all together and support you for the Tokyo Paralympic Games.
Thank you, Benoit.